Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to Book Summary 5, the 5-Minute Summary channel. I'm Sammy, your host, and today we're journeying into The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri, a tender, richly textured novel about identity, immigration, and the lifelong tug-of-war between where we come from and who we become. It's a quiet story in many ways, but one that resonates deeply, especially for those straddling two cultures, two languages, two ways of being. Let's step into this deeply human tale, so you'll feel like you have read it cover to cover. Our story begins in the 1960s, when Ashoke and Ashima Ganguli, a young couple from Calcutta, India, settle in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Their marriage is arranged, their surroundings unfamiliar, and their journey as immigrants is marked by a sense of quiet courage and slow adaptation. Ashoke, a serious, intellectual man, is pursuing his Ph.D. in engineering. Ashima, newly pregnant, feels unmoored in this new world, missing the comforts of home, the smells and sounds of Calcutta. Their son is born far from their homeland, and with that birth comes a question that defines the novel. What do you name a child who belongs to two worlds? Due to a mix-up, the hospital requires the Gangulis to name their child before they're ready. They intend to wait for a letter from Ashima's grandmother with a good name, one that holds traditional and cultural significance. But when pressed, Ashoke impulsively names his son Gogol, after Nikolai Gogol, the Russian writer whose short stories once helped save Ashoke's life in a train accident years earlier. For Ashoke, the name carries deep personal meaning. But for his son, it becomes a burden. Gogol Ganguli grows up American in every way that matters. He eats hamburgers, listens to classic rock, cringes at Bengali customs, and rolls his eyes at his parents' insistence on preserving traditions. But he also grows up with a name he cannot understand or accept. To him, Gogol is awkward, strange, neither American nor Indian. It doesn't connect him to his heritage, and it doesn't help him fit in at school. It simply feels wrong. As Gogol enters adolescence and then adulthood, his name becomes a source of quiet resentment. He eventually changes it to Nikil in college, trying to shape his identity on his own terms. But changing a name doesn't erase the complex push and pull he feels between cultures. His romantic relationships reflect this tension. He dates Maxine, an effortlessly chic American woman whose wealthy, liberal family embraces him, yet never quite understands him. With them, he plays the part of someone who has left behind his roots. But it never feels whole. When tragedy strikes, his father Ashoke dies unexpectedly. Gogol is pulled back into his Bengali heritage with an intensity he can't ignore. He begins to see his father not just as a quiet presence, but as a man of deep strength and sacrifice. He starts to understand the weight of legacy, the immigrant struggle, and how much was done for him behind the scenes. The name Gogol begins to take on new meaning, not as a joke or mistake, but as a gift, a symbol of his father's love and resilience. Gogol's journey isn't marked by dramatic transformations or sweeping events. It's quiet, internal, and deeply real. He moves from resentment to reflection, from discomfort to acceptance. He dates Mashumi, a Bengali woman with her own complicated identity, and for a while, it seems like a bridge between two worlds. But even that relationship unravels, not because of cultural mismatch, but because of the universal messiness of human connection. In the end, Gogol, now older, quieter, more introspective, comes full circle. He returns to his parents' home, now nearly empty, and rediscovers the book by Nikolai Gogol that his father once gave him. For the first time, he opens it. For the first time, he lets it mean something. The novel ends not with a dramatic revelation, but with a quiet moment of grace. A young man finally beginning to understand who he is and where he came from. The Namesake is a story of diasporic life, but it's also a story of family, of love that goes unspoken but runs deep, and of the ways we slowly come to understand the people who raised us. Jhumpa Lahiri writes with delicate insight, capturing both the ache of longing and the quiet triumph of belonging. Thanks for spending this time with me on Book Summary 5. If this story moved you, or made you think of your own roots, subscribe for more deeply human tales. And until next time, happy reading.